one day I was working at Toys R Us. I picked up somebody's like closing shift because I was like, hey, I need money because I'm 20 years old or 19 at the time. And this guy came in and bought a Power Ranger toy. And this was like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I was like, oh, I used to love Power Rangers. Like, oh, that's the original and da 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 da. And we got to talking and he told me like he's a collector. He collects wrestling action figures too. And I was like, oh, cool. I love wrestling. I always wanted to be a wrestler growing up. And he's like, well, I have a company that's, in town over if you want to come try out. And I was like,
oh shit,
that's a thing. And next thing I know, like I just took a weekend and then went up to the local bar and grill and I just got into a ring and I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And the first time I got into the ring, I ate it hard. Like I went through the second rope because I thought I was so cool. My back foot caught on it and I was like, shit. Excellent first impression. Like I promise I'm athletic, And then
this is a great story. Continue. I apologize.
Right. No, you're fine. And then I got in there and it wasn't really anybody that was a name at that point that was at that show. But there was this one guy who's now literally like my best friend. He's like my older brother. His name's Corbin Blaze. And at Toys R Us, ironically, I actually worked with his mom. And she's like, oh, like my son's like the champion there and da 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 da. She showed me pictures of him and this dude could have been John Cena. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, it's so cool. He's got a belt. He's got this. He's got that. And like I met him and I was like, dude, teach me everything you know about everything. And he's the one that really got me into like watching Ring of Honor and like putting myself out there and like going and doing stuff. Like if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be at Dreamwave. Because he wanted to do a tryout match and me and him had good chemistry for ironically how like new I was. And he's like, hey man, I need you for this tryout match that I'm doing. I was like, I am not prepared for a tryout match. He's like, I don't give a shit. You're doing it with me anyway. And luckily, we both got on Dreamwave and things just kind of took off from there. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL in one of the matches, almost like 2-3 months after that, which really sucked. But he's always helped me. Like anytime I have like an idea or something, even just like now, I'll be like, hey bro, what do you think of this? Or like, hey, what do you think about this gear idea? Or like we always bounce each other stuff. Like I was in his wedding. He would have been mine, but I eloped. So it's
same.
See, it's super nice, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, and cheap. That's the most important part.
Definitely.
But yeah, and then things just kind of took off from there. I just and then I went down and then trained with AR Fox.
Cool.
And at the WWA 4, and man, that dude knows so much about wrestling, like absolutely insane amount. Like I know people know him for like his like crazy death-defying like moves and flips and all this stuff, but he really, really knows wrestling psychology like to a T. It's a beautiful thing.
That's great. First of all, RIP Toys R Us. Let's just give it its proper. Second of all, that is one of the cooler, I think, starting stories. No offense to anyone who's been on this podcast before. I think Mad Nick's has a really good one because it involves like people getting into a van and going to a weird warehouse. So that one is funny. He's told that one I think maybe once or twice on this podcast. But to bump into someone at Toys R Us and talk about wrestling action figures, that's a pretty unique coincidence.
Yeah, man. I think about it and I'm like, dude, if I would have never picked up that extra shift, like who knows what would have happened? I wouldn't be wrestling right now. I would just be, just around. I'd just be a guy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Did you get a discount on the belts? Because I went to Toys R Us for the toy belts all the time when I was growing up.
Did I get a discount? I want to say that I did get a discount. Like the biggest thing I ever bought there was like my Xbox One at the time. Okay. But they didn't give me a discount on that, which I was kind of pissed about. Like it dropped and I made sure the day it dropped that I picked up a morning shift. That way I could just hide one in the back for myself. and people would be like, can you go to them? I'm like, no, I can't. Nothing in the back. Don't worry about it. Like, nope. And like people would be like, oh, well, there still says that there's one. I was like, there's not one. Nope. They're all sold out. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God.
And like I was really cool with my store manager at the time. So like everyone would be like, hey, David, is there? He's like, no, the count's off. It's fine. And I'm like, you the man.
That's ironic now because I think it might be really hard to even get the new, I don't know. It was at least at a point really hard to get like the newest Xbox. And you were ahead of that game.
Yeah, I got a well now I have a PS5, which
I
is
saw that you got a PS5, right?
oh yeah, dude. Shout out to my wife Hyun, dude. She's the best. I don't know how she got it. Actually, that's a lie. She told me I got it for Christmas not last year, but the year before. And she just now told me like 2 days ago because we just randomly talking. She's like, "Yeah, I got it on eBay." I was like, "You went on eBay to get it? What the hell? People still do that?" I was like, "Amazon for 2 day shipping." Like, come on.
Yeah. Wow. That's, I'm glad it all works. I feel like, yeah, I don't know if I trust eBay for something like that, but
Yeah, me neither. But it works.
It
So,
worked out.
yeah.
that's great.
All
We got a pretty full main course. So Chris, you want to ask the